Have you ever noticed that everyday tasks just feel a little harder than they used to? Maybe it's getting up from a low chair, lifting a grocery bag, or even just standing for a while without your legs feeling tired. You're not alone. As we get older, our bodies naturally go through changes, some expected, others a bit surprising. And one of the most common things people over 60 tell me is I want to feel strong again. But I don't want to throw my back out trying to lift heavy weights like I'm 25. And here's the good news. You don't have to. You don't need to spend hours pumping iron at the gym or lifting heavy dumbbells to build real, lasting strength. In fact, forcing your body into that kind of stress can actually do more harm than good. What you do need is a smarter approach, one that works with your body, not against it. In this video, we're going to have a real talk about how you can safely, gently, and effectively rebuild strength after 60 without ever touching a heavy weight. And if that sounds too good to be true, just stick with me. By the end of this conversation, you'll have a new perspective on what being strong really means at this stage in life, and how completely possible it is for you. Let's start with something most people don't even think of when they imagine building strength. Your posture. Posture is one of those things that sneaks up on you. One day you're walking tall, the next you're slouching a little more than usual, and then you're wondering why your back hurts, or why standing up feels tougher than it used to. The truth is, posture isn't just about looking upright, it's about keeping your muscles engaged in the right way. When you improve your posture, you activate your core, strengthen your back, and reduce the load on your joints. And the best part? You can start working on it right now, just by being aware. Try this with me. Sit or stand up a little straighter. Roll your shoulders back gently, and imagine there's a string pulling the top of your head toward the ceiling. Feel that? That's your body realigning itself. When you practice this a few minutes a day, whether you're brushing your teeth, cooking dinner, or walking around the house, you're actually building foundational strength. It's subtle, yes, but it adds up fast. Now once we're thinking taller and standing better, the next thing we want to focus on is something you might not expect: your breath. Breathing is the most natural thing in the world, but it's also one of the most overlooked tools for strength, especially after 60. You see, deep, controlled breathing activates your core muscles and helps stabilize your entire body. When you pair your breath with gentle movement, like lifting your arms or stepping forward, you're training your body to move with intention and control. That's real strength. Think about this. When you inhale deeply through your nose and exhale slowly through your mouth while doing something simple like rising from a chair or lifting a light object, you're supporting your spine, protecting your joints, and reinforcing your balance. Try it the next time you stand up. Inhale as you prepare, exhale as you push yourself up. You'll be amazed how much easier it feels. Which brings me to the next key piece of the puzzle. Resistance doesn't have to be heavy to be effective. When people hear resistance training, they often picture big barbells and intense workouts. But resistance can come from a soft exercise band, the weight of your own body, or even just gravity. And for people over 60, these kinds of resistance are often much more beneficial and much safer than heavy lifting. Let's take resistance bands, for example. They're lightweight, inexpensive, and easy to use at home. But don't let their simplicity fool you. They create a kind of resistance that's gentle on your joints while still engaging your muscles. Just a few minutes a day pulling, pushing, or stretching with these bands can strengthen your arms, legs, shoulders, and core. And if bands aren't your thing, that's okay too. Body weight movements like standing leg lifts, wall push-ups, or gentle squats can do wonders. You don't need to strain or sweat buckets. You just need consistency and to move with purpose. One woman I worked with told me she started doing wall push-ups every morning while waiting for her coffee to brew. At first, she could barely do 5. But within a few weeks, she was up to 15, and she told me that getting out of bed no longer felt like a chore. That's the kind of strength we're aiming for. Not just strength for the sake of it, but strength that helps you live better. Now, if any part of you is still thinking, "But I've lost so much strength already," is it too late? I want you to hear this clearly. It is never too late. Your body is incredibly adaptable. Even in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, your muscles can grow stronger, your balance can improve, and your energy can come back in ways you didn't think possible. And you don't need to overhaul your life to make that happen. You just need to take small, intentional steps. Stand a little straighter today. Breathe a little deeper. Do 1 or 2 light movements. That's it. No pressure, no perfect routine, just start. Because strength isn't just about lifting things. It's about lifting yourself, your spirit, your confidence, your ability to live freely and fully. And that journey doesn't start with a barbell. It starts with a decision. So if you're still with me, and you're nodding your head just a little, maybe even sitting up a little taller right now, that's your body telling you it's ready. Ready for more strength, more ease, more freedom. Let's keep going. You're doing great. Now that your body is starting to wake up to those small changes, better posture, mindful breathing, light resistance, let's talk about something that often gets overlooked, but plays a huge role in your strength and independence. Balance isn't just about preventing falls, although that's reason enough to focus on it. Balance is actually a sign of coordination, core stability, and muscle engagement, all things that tend to fade if we don't keep them active. You may not realize it, but when you practice balance, you're strengthening your legs, your hips, your back, and especially your core, all at the same time. And the great part is, you don't need any fancy equipment. You don't even need to leave your home. Something as simple as standing on 1 foot while holding onto the back of a chair can activate deep muscles you haven't used in years. Start with 5 seconds, then 10. And slowly, over time, you'll notice your stability improving. You might even catch yourself walking with a little more confidence, a little more pep in your step. One of the best ways to train balance without overexertion is through slow, controlled movements. Think Tai Chi or gentle yoga. These aren't just relaxing, they're powerful. They help reconnect your brain with your body. Every shift in weight, every stretch, every controlled breath improves your awareness and reaction time. That means if you ever find yourself off balance in real life, stepping off a curb or reaching for something high, you'll be more equipped to catch yourself. Let me tell you about a man named Harold, 72 years old. He used to say he couldn't walk across his kitchen without grabbing onto something. After just a few weeks of working on balance while brushing his teeth, yes, while brushing his teeth, he noticed a huge improvement. He'd stand on 1 leg for 30 seconds, then switch. At first, he wobbled like crazy, but he stayed consistent. Eventually, he could walk across his living room without holding the wall. It wasn't a miracle. It was muscle memory retrained, reawakened, rebuilt. Now, let's shift gears a little and talk about flexibility. Because here's the thing, tight muscles are weak muscles. When your muscles lose flexibility, they also lose function. That's why stretching is not just something athletes do, it's something all of us should be doing, especially after 60. Stretching isn't about doing the splits or bending like a pretzel. It's about keeping your joints open, your muscles long, and your body mobile. It's about being able to reach up without pain, turn your head comfortably, or get down on the floor to play with your grandkids, and then get back up again, gentle. Stretching a few minutes each day, especially after movement, can help release tension, increase blood flow, and reduce that stiff, achy feeling so many people assume is just part of getting older. Spoiler alert, it's not. Much of that stiffness comes from disuse, not age. You can start by stretching your arms overhead, reaching for the sky, or by gently turning your head from side to side. Stretch your hamstrings by sitting on the edge of a chair and extending 1 leg out in front of you. These movements don't need to hurt to help. In fact, they shouldn't hurt. Stretching should feel like opening a door that's been stuck for a while, slow, careful, and deeply satisfying once it gives a little. And while we're on the topic of feeling good in your body, let's not forget one of the most important pieces of this whole puzzle: consistency. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to follow a strict program or hit some magic number of reps. What matters most is that you keep showing up for yourself. A few minutes a day of gentle strength work, mindful movement, and intentional breathing can create a ripple effect that touches every part of your life. Think about it like watering a plant. You wouldn't dump a gallon on it once a week and hope for the best. You'd give it a little each day, letting it absorb, grow, thrive. Your body is the same way. And just like a plant leans toward the sunlight, your body will start leading toward energy, movement, and vitality once you start giving it what it needs. I had a woman tell me recently, "I always thought I had to push myself hard to get stronger. But now I realize it's not about pushing, it's about nurturing my strength." That stuck with me, because she's absolutely right. At this stage in life, it's not about forcing your body. It's about listening to it, encouraging it, giving it reasons to trust you again. And strength, real strength, comes from that relationship between you and your body. It's built slowly, with intention. It's found in the moments when you choose to move instead of sit, stretch instead of slump, breathe instead of brace. It's there when you feel your knees bend a little easier, your arms lift a little higher, your step feel a little steadier. So if you're sitting there wondering where to begin, start with today, right now. Stand up if you're able. Stretch your arms above your head. Take a slow breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Feel your feet on the ground. That's your foundation. That's your strength. It may seem small, but those small things are building blocks, and they matter. And the beautiful thing about building strength after 60 is that it's never too late. You don't need to be who you were 30 years ago. You just need to show up for who you are now. This version of you, the wiser, more aware, more seasoned version, is more than capable. In fact, you're in the perfect position to build strength that truly serves your life, your needs, your goals. Let's keep building. One breath, one movement, one choice at a time. You've already taken the first step. Now let's keep going together. Let's keep that momentum going, because what you're doing right now isn't just about movement. It's about reclaiming your power. And one of the most powerful, yet underestimated, tools you have at your fingertips is something many people overlook entirely: daily functional movements. We're talking about the simple, everyday things like getting up from a chair, bending down to pick something up, walking to the mailbox. These aren't just chores, they're opportunities. Every time you move with awareness and intention, you're training your muscles. You're building strength in a way that's practical and meaningful, not just for exercise's sake, but for living life well. You don't need a workout mat or special clothes to begin. Just notice your movements and bring purpose to them. The next time you rise from a chair, don't use your hands right away. Engage your legs. Press your heels into the floor and rise slowly. You'll feel your thighs, your glutes, your core all waking up. And each time you do that, you're reinforcing strength in a way that directly supports your independence. It's not about big changes. It's about smarter ones. When you bend down to pick something up, do it with awareness. Engage your core. Move slowly. Protect your back. That's strength. When you walk around your home or the block, swing your arms a little, lengthen your stride. That's strength. You don't need to add more to your day, you just need to make the moments you already have more meaningful. One of the most beautiful things about functional strength is that it makes life feel easier. You're not training to impress anyone or reach a number on a chart. You're training so you can live your life with more freedom, more energy, and more confidence. That, to me, is the best kind of fitness. Now I want to talk about something that doesn't get nearly enough credit in conversations about strength-rest. Yes. Rest. Building strength after 60 isn't just about movement. It's also about recovery. Your muscles need time to repair and rebuild after you use them. Your joints need time to decompress. Your nervous system needs moments of quiet so it can reset. This isn't laziness, it's wisdom. And when you give your body the space to rest, you actually accelerate progress. So if there are days when your energy is low or your body feels tired, that's not failure. That's feedback. Listen to it. Give yourself permission to rest. Take a short nap. Enjoy a walk in nature instead of a structured workout. Breathe deeply. Stretch gently. Sip some water. These are all part of the process. Strength isn't built in the moments of effort alone. It's solidified during rest. And speaking of the big picture, we can't talk about strength without touching on what fuels it. Your nutrition. Now, I'm not here to lecture you or throw a bunch of diet rules at you. But what I will say is this: your body craves the right kind of fuel to function at its best. And after 60, protein becomes especially important. Protein is what your muscles need to stay strong and to rebuild after even the lightest activity. If you're not getting enough, your body has a much harder time holding on to muscle, and that's when we start seeing that gradual decline people often mistake as just aging. It doesn't have to be that way. You don't need to eat like a bodybuilder, but adding in a little more protein with each meal, some eggs, beans, fish, yogurt, can go a long way in supporting your strength journey. Also, stay hydrated. It may sound simple, but water plays a vital role in joint health, muscle recovery, and energy. When you're dehydrated, your body feels heavier, stiffer, and slower. When you're hydrated, everything works better, from your digestion to your brain to your muscles. A glass of water in the morning, before meals, and especially after movement, can make a real difference. Now let's bring it all together with something that's often the missing piece in people's efforts to regain strength: mindset. Yes, your mindset. Because none of this, posture, breathing, balance, movement, rest, nutrition, none of it truly works unless you believe you are capable of change. And I'm here to tell you that you are. You are not too old. You are not too late. You are not too far gone. You are exactly where you need to be, and you have everything inside you to become stronger, steadier, and more energized than you've felt in years. There's something incredibly powerful about choosing to take care of yourself, not from fear, but from love. Not because you're trying to turn back time, but because you respect the life you still have left to live. That's what strength is. At its core. So many people think getting older means giving up on adventure, on energy, on feeling good in your body. But I believe getting older is actually an invitation to get closer to yourself, to treat your body like a lifelong friend, to listen, to care, to show up even if it's just for 5 minutes a day. And when you do that, when you show up for yourself, even in small ways, your body responds. Slowly at first maybe, but then it starts to shift. Movements feel easier, sleep gets deeper, mood gets brighter. That spark comes back, and suddenly you're not just building strength, you're building momentum. And that's where the real magic happens. So here's what I want you to remember, more than anything else: strength doesn't live in the gym. It doesn't live in big muscles or heavy weights. It lives in your choices, your small daily decisions to move, to breathe, to care, to rest, to nourish, to believe. You are not weak. You are not fragile. You are evolving. And with every gentle step you take, you are building not just a stronger body, but a stronger life. Keep going. Keep showing up. And if this video helped you even a little, if you felt seen, encouraged, or motivated, I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments, or tell me what part of your journey you're on. We're in this together. If you found this helpful, Give it a like and subscribe so we can keep bringing you practical, positive content that meets you right where you are. Your journey matters and your story isn't over. Here's to living your best, strongest life at any age.